appreciate everybody coming today to our press conference to announce the Cannon County High School head football coach, Mr. Matthew Daniel. Cannon County Schools is proud to announce Cannon County High School native son, Matt Daniel, as our economics and personal finance teacher and our head football coach at Cannon County High School, beginning with the 2018-2019 school year. Matthew is an outstanding and an award-winning teacher, a person of excellent character, and a very good high school football coach. Matt transferred in 2008 from Cannon County High School and coached in Georgia at 3 different winning programs. And Matt was also nominated for Teacher of the Year in 2013 at Heritage High School. And we're truly blessed that he has desired to return to his home county. We look forward to his teaching expertise in the classroom, the impact of his character upon all of our student athletes, and his coaching abilities to aid the Cannon County High School football program. Cannon County High School Principal Mike Jones recommended him to me, and yesterday, April the 4th, 2018, I accepted his recommendation. Coach Matthew Daniel met with the Cannon County High School football players earlier this morning and will be meeting with parents and boosters directly after this press conference at approximately 9:45 a.m. We're certainly very glad to announce his hire, and we are tremendously excited about the future of Cannon County High School football program. We'd like to welcome home Coach Matthew Daniel. At this time, Mr. Mike Jones will deliver his statement.
Well, I want to say one thing. I'm proud to have Matt here. During his interview, he impressed me greatly. He has a lot of experience on the football field. He's been in Georgia for 10 years, been an offensive coordinator. When he spoke to the team today, I was very impressed with what he told them. But he answered the most important questions for me in the interview, and that was his teaching. And as I told him, I'm hiring a teacher first and a football coach second. His record speaks for itself. He's been highly successful in the classroom, and I expect him to be highly successful as a football coach. And I'm very proud to have him here.
Thank you.
Coach Cagle, our athletic director.
I go along with everything that Mr. Jones says, and as an athletic director, one of my priorities is to look out for the student athletes and to provide them with somebody that they can look up to, that can mold them, that will be a good role model, that can bring in a work ethic, that can bring in discipline, accountability, consistency, stability, all those things. And I know that's what we're getting here. And it starts, like Mr. Jones says, it starts in the classroom. And I know he's going to be good in the classroom, and knowing that's immediately going to transfer and translate into the football field and with the kids. So I'm proud to have him here, to be a part of this family here, to mold our young men, to grow them, and to be a good role model for them.
Thank you, Coach Cagle. And this time, we'll let the man of the hour give a statement, and we'll turn it over to our head football coach, Cannon County High School head football coach, Matthew Daniel.
First of all, I want to say many thank yous to a lot of people. Mr. Freddie Curtis, Mr. Matt Cagle, Mr. Mike Jones, thank you so much for just giving me this opportunity. As a dream of a lifetime to come back to your hometown and coach and lead young men. Next group of people I'd like to thank is my family. My wife, Laura, my rock. She's been there for me so much, and I would not be able to do this without you guys, John, Audrey, and Lily. I love you guys. My parents are here. You guys have been so inspirational to me, and my brother's here. My other brothers in the Army could not be here today, but I know that he's thinking about me. He's already sent me messages of congratulations and just happy for me. The next group of people, I have so many people I want to thank, and I want to thank the first person, Coach Mike Mayfield, who came out of retirement to coach offensive line my senior year. And one of the things that Coach Mayfield did for me, and I'll never forget it, I've got it in a box somewhere, I showed it to Laura a few weeks ago, is that you played football for Mike Mayfield and survived. And I cherish that, and so I'm going to put it up on the wall somewhere, and I know that he would be proud of me and proud of this day. So Coach Mayfield, Coach Forrest, my high school football coach, inspirational to me, was there for me when I needed things on and off the field. Jeff Todd was the first coach to give me an opportunity to coach. My first coaching experience was on September 11th, 2001. We decided to play that game that night against Cascade, and it was my first experience coaching ever, and we all know that day was a day of days, and he gave me that opportunity. My first coaching job at the high school was under Doug Nickerson, an outstanding man. He taught me more about life than anything, and his wife, Cindy Nickerson, taught my wife how to be a football coach's wife. So that we really appreciate those people. Chad Barger is someone that I respect and coached under for 3 years here at Cannon County. Coach Barger and I took a program that was 1-9. For the next season, went 4-6, and last season I was here, we went 6-5, the first time to a postseason appearance. And I just can't thank him enough. He really inspired me to be the coach that I am today. I've had the honor and privilege to be around coaches that have just led me and taught me, and a couple more people. Chad Frazier, who's at Union Grove High School right now, and I've had the pleasure of coaching with him for the last 10 years on and off, and he has again taught me more how to be a leader, how to lead young men, how to get young men to compete, and I can't thank him enough. I also want to throw out here my teammates in my class of 1998. Wherever you're at and you see this, I just want to say thank you guys, and it's great to be home, and I've talked to some of you, and I can't wait to talk to more of you about this. Next thing is, why am I here? Well, I'm from Cannon County, and I got a phone call that said, hey, how interested are you in this job? And I said, well, it's my hometown. I'm always interested about Cannon County and coming back and having an impact there. But I'm a person that believes in hard work and compete at a high level, and to do that, holding people accountable. And that's what my plan is, to come in here and do that. Honestly, I told one of the reporters here before we got started with the press conference that if I can help develop young men to become excellent citizens and good husbands and fathers, that I've won so many victories in that regard. The other victories will take care of themselves. My coaching history has been talked about a little bit so far. I've had 17 years of experience in coaching, almost 15 years of teaching now. I started teaching here in 2004. Great experience. Some of the fellow teachers I taught with are here in the room with me. Ms. Kay Barker was the first one to come and tell me, hey, it's lunchtime. You can go to lunch now, on my first day. So she kind of took care of me when I first started teaching. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to meet with coaches, and I already can tell you that we have some excellent coaches on staff. Coach Robinson, Coach Atwood, Coach Lockhart are doing a great job with these young men. And I told the guys in the meeting this morning that just follow these guys. They're going to direct you until I can get up here permanently. But I'm a team player guy when it comes to coaches. They're going to give me input. I'm going to give them input, and we're going to make this thing the way it needs to go, all in one direction. I thank those guys for doing that work. I've been in that position, and it's a job that has to be done. I'm ready to go to work, and I can't wait for myself and my family to get up here and start spring practice. We talked about that yesterday, but I will definitely be here 100% starting in June for summer workouts. And with that, we can open up to any questions they might have.
Any questions, gentlemen? Ladies?
Coach, when will you be here on a permanent basis, and how will you handle spring practice from afar?
Talked to the coaches yesterday, and we have a plan in place right now, and that'll be more solid as the days progress. I think we'll do 2 weeks of spring right there before prom, and then have a spring game on the 18th. And I will send out that schedule to all of you guys so you'll know when that's going to happen. Okay. But as far as me up here 100%, it'll be June. I'll start living up here and coaching on a daily basis.
We talk about philosophy. If you want to get into that somewhat, what can we look for from Cannon County on the field come fall?
A physical team that competes. I'm a wing T guy offensively, defensively a 3-4, but you have to do what's best for your players. We'll evaluate through film, through spring practice to see what players can play where. But right now, we're going to come in with a base offense and try to get that installed in the spring so we can build on that in the summertime and go from there.
Any other questions? I'd like to thank also our board member, Mr. Tim Powers, who's here with us today too, and appreciate the support of the Cannon County School Board, Cannon County Board of Education, who's worked with us, and I'm just very pleased to see a hire of this. Any additional questions to any of the panel? You're being too quiet on me, guys.
How important was it to bring somebody home that was familiar? And this is to Mr. Curtis or Mr. Jones. How important do you feel it was to have somebody that knew the Cannon County landscape? How beneficial will that be?
Well, when I looked and saw the recommendation, but even when we looked at the other candidates, and we saw the cream rising to the top, and we certainly put that as a factor because Matt knows the landscape. He knows the thing. He's a good guy from Short Mountain who actually is an excellent economics teacher or award-winning economics teacher. But because I look at academics, I'm an academician, and which I've coached before. But I look at that first, and then the coaching abilities. But what I was really looking at, Tom, was not just a good football coach, which I want. My deal was I want 75%. If I had to look at 75% character, 25% decent coach, instead of the other way, 75% great coach, and then 25% so-so character. I'm going to go character every single time. And Matt checked the boxes. He fit right into what it. Plus, having known Cannon County and being a Cannon County product who had gone somewhere else out of state and found success, that was a no-brainer for this director of schools. And talking with others, talking to his and references and everything I heard was outstanding results. And who could argue with the lineage from Mike Mayfield? And he's one of those individuals who's a product of Cannon County, who wants to see us succeed in the classroom, and most importantly, the character of our student athletes, and then turn right around, and it was going to be an outstanding football coach. So that's Mr. Jones, you.
Oh, you've said it all.
As we go back to football, trying to change the culture into a positive atmosphere, how long do you think it will take to turn, what you've seen in the past to what you want the football program to be?
I don't want to put a specific timetable on that. It's going to take some time. Obviously, with me being a distant coach right now, it's going to be tougher in the beginning. But I want to get people to compete. If we can compete against each other, then we can start competing against other teams in our region, other non-region teams. Just compete. Everything we do is going to be a competition, whether it's in the weight room, whether it's practice. We're going to have an opening period in practice where we compete against each other. Every board drill, Oklahoma drill, whatever we need to do to get these guys to compete at a high level, moving around in practice. So everything's a competition. When we get to a game night, then those guys are conditioned to compete, and that's how we solve that, I think.
Matt, what do you think you bring to the field now that was not on the field when you were here before?
Well, I came here in 2004 with Coach Nickerson, and that was towards the end of his career. And what we did is we came in and simplified things with Coach Barger, and we just held people accountable. The nucleus of a football program is your coaching staff. And if you're all on the same page and we're all going out there coaching as hard as we can and to the high level, that's going to start bleeding out to the players. The players will start holding other players accountable. And when we do that, we're going to be a lot better.
How many years of coaching experience do you have altogether?
17 years so far. 14 of that would be in the high school level. The last 10 in Georgia at 5A level football in that state. With Heritage High School, Villa Rica High School, and Union Grove High School.
As you met with your players this morning, talk about how they responded to you, and kind of a two-part question here. How important do you think it's going to be to get in the hallways and find some young men that might not be playing football that should be playing football? Are you going to make that a priority as well?
Absolutely. Walking around, shaking hands, and saying, hey, you ought to come out for football has got to be part of what a high school coach does. The good thing is we had a good group of guys in there this morning that were eager, hungry. I could see it in their faces that they're ready to work, and they have been working. Coach Atwood, Coach Robinson have been working these guys out, and all I need to do is give them direction and go into spring with the game plan that I want to do, and the holding them accountable, the competition, the will and desire to compete. I can't say enough about that, because if you want to compete, you're going to get better. And I think I'm excited about that. I think they're excited about that. After today, all the excitement wears off. The real work begins tomorrow, or today. And I'm meeting with parents after this. No questions were really asked to me during that meeting with the players. I kind of set out everything out, that there'd be a calendar coming out with all the events. Several young men came and looked me in the eye and shook my hand, gave me their name. There's probably about 35, 40 boys up there. Out of that, 10 of those came up and shook my hand. So I was impressed with their ability to come up and talk to me.
How are you prepared to address the parents coming up?
Anytime you have you're a head football coach, assistant football coach, dealing with parents is part of this job. Open communication is what you have to have. If the parents know what's going on and become a part of that, they are a part of that. And they feel like I'm a stakeholder in this. And if they feel like they're a stakeholder, then they feel like, hey, this is my team too. So it's what it has to be. You're a part of a community, and I'll get to know this community well again, like we did over 10 years ago. And dealing with parents, open communication from day one about when to come see me. I have an open door. They'll be able to come talk to me at any time, preferably not right after ball games and stuff like that, but we'll have clear communication guidelines. But if you refuse to talk to parents, then things get worse, and just open line of communication.
And I think Matt has probably had some great examples in doing that too, from a 5A program in Georgia, looking at it, as talking to his references and individuals. That's top priority there, and giving great examples about doing that too. And so that was a key factor with me too.
How good just does it feel to be back home and back in Cannon County?
Oh, it's so exciting. I was driving from Short Mountain this morning, and I think we passed 4 cars. I would pass 4 cars a second going to work in Atlanta, so that is a culture shock right there, the level of traffic. So
I think there's some glad grandparents as well.
There are some glad grandparents as well. They are here with me today. So.
Again, we thank you for coming, and I would like to thank Coach Cagle for doing the set here. We've got a nice picture of y'all, a nice backdrop with the barbells right there in the hall. If you want some pictures here with this, I appreciate Mr. Jones and Coach Cagle doing this today and doing this for you guys. It kind of sets the tone too for my administration as director. Is this hire was a high-profile hire. And I wanted, like I say, Mr. Jones and myself desired to have the best quality person we could find, and I think we have that in Coach Daniel. And looking forward to some great results inside the classroom and outside of the classroom in the relationships with these fine student athletes. So, any additional questions for any of us, any of the panel? Okay, thank you for coming. Let's give Matt a hand. He's come a long way this year.